what else do you need to assemble this limited edition Avro Arrow? It is an RC model aircraft, so I would trust that you do have the standard, screwdrivers and all the other little tools that you need. Not a lot of hand tools required. Again, this is actually a pretty simple model airplane to build, but it's made out of Depron. There are some unique things. First and foremost, you'll notice that I am on a blanket. This is a packing blanket that I get from U-Haul. I think I spent about $12, maybe $15 Canadian on these, so that's like what, $2 American. They're great because Depron is very soft foam, and if you're moving them around on a hard table, it will scratch the Depron, and those surfaces will just look absolutely horrible. So the blanket is great at protecting the Depron. The blanket's also good if you're in an apartment or you're building this, on the wife's kitchen table. This is really good at trapping all the dust, and if you accidentally spill paint and all the other stuff, this is good at protecting your surface. So I do recommend when you're working with Depron, a soft surface, because it is a rather soft foam. It's great foam, but it's soft. Speaking of Depron, there's some other things you need to know about Depron right away. I did all the painting for you, and we did this for a reason, because painting Depron is actually really, really tough. It has almost like a waxy surface, and to get paint to stick is really tough. But if you use the wrong kind of tape, it'll pull that surface off the Depron and it'll leave marks. So do not use blue painter's tape or blue or packing tape. That's permanent. When you lay it down and pull it off, it will tear the surface of the paint. I've been using, and again, I'm not getting any paid endorsements. This is just what I do, and this is just what I'm telling you. I've been using frog tape, the yellow. It's made for delicate surfaces. It's not perfect at preventing bleed. If you want to do painting, you have to know how to paint, period. But this will not mar or damage the surface. Before you even begin painting, you have to have the surface clean. Depron's really, really good at every fingerprint just staying on there forever. So what I have in my shop and what I always use, I use two products for cleaning Depron. For assembly, before I glue, and there is some gluing required, I do actually recommend using methyl hydrate. Methyl hydrate, not isopropyl alcohol, but methyl hydrate. It's one of the alcohol families. And because it's alcohol, it can be absorbed through your skin. So rubber gloves, nitrile gloves, whatever your allergic reaction situation is mandatory. Again, we've done most of the painting. There's a little bit of gluing that you need to do. But anybody who wants to modify, if you're going to try to spray paint on this stuff, you've got to use alcohol. You've got to get the surface clean. You have to use water-based paints. You cannot use solvent-based paints on Depron. It'll just melt it and destroy it in a heartbeat. So if you're thinking of doing, invasion stripes, make sure you're testing the paint before you apply it, because Depron, once it melts, it's gone. Of course, paper towels. Cleaning, just your routine cleaning. Again, no product endorsements. I use Bon Ami because Bon Ami has... what's that stuff called? Oh, ammonia. I use Bon Ami because Bon Ami has ammonia in it, and that is safe for Depron, and it will take your finger oils and all the other stuff off without harming the Depron. So this is really good stuff to use. I've never used Windex. I've never tried other stuff. This is what I use to clean my models. When you are done building your model, you've been flying it, if it gets dirty, be extremely careful cleaning the orange fluorescent paint. We're not clear coating these because of weight concerns, and you rub that paint with anything harsh, it will come off. So the best advice is just keep it clean. I mean, it's a model airplane. Why are you getting it all dirty? We will be doing a little bit of sanding. So what I find the most economical and easiest way to do it if you're just doing a one-off is just about every hardware store has these foam sanding blocks. Fine or ultra fine is perfect. Depron sands super easy. When you sand Depron, it makes this white powder that tends to get everywhere. And I'm not talking the fun kind of white powder. And again, that's why I use a blanket, because it traps it all. Have a shop vac. You can use the wife's vacuum. It's very staticky, so it will stick to absolutely everything, including the vacuum hose. So you might want to be using a shop vac. But you will be doing a little bit of sanding to do some fitting. You will be doing a little bit of gluing. So foam safe CA with foam safe kicker does work, but as we know, a CA is relatively instant. We're going to be gluing the wing to the fuse, we're going to be gluing the canopy to the wing, and we'll be gluing the tail in. I actually don't recommend foam safe CA because it sets too quick. It doesn't give us time to position and align. So what we do recommend, and what both Mark and I have had really good success, is any type of polyurethane, PU glue. Gorilla brand clear works really, really good. It does bond Depron to Depron. It bonds wood to Depron, so it bonds all the things that we need to do without melting, but the clear is non-expanding. If you get the Gorilla brand brown glue, it expands 3 times its size when you apply it, which means you're going to glue it, you're going to come back later, and you're going to have this line of glue everywhere. So it's not great. The clear works really, really good. Of course, a hobby knife, a cutting mat, and you will need a couple little Velcro tabs. Whether you use squares or dots is up to you, because there's a couple places in the model where we're going to use Velcro to attach the receiver, the speed control, and of course the battery. There is a Velcro wrap, but we also put some Velcro buttons so that we can position it, keep it from sliding, and then the strap is just to hold it in place. So all told, none of this is special. If you go to the hardware store, there's maybe another 20 or 30 bucks worth of stuff that you have to buy. I mean, you can use this around the house, and the same with the methyl hydrate. I use this to clean literally everything. It's also really good at removing glow fuel, so if you're into slimers, having methyl hydrate handy is always good. Other glues, your typical, again, Depron is special. You cannot use solvent-based glues. Wood glues kind of sort of somewhat work. We've tested Weld Bond and LePage. There's applications where this might work, but you really should not be joining a wing with this. The only thing that we recommend for the wing, which is under load, is a really strong glue that has a chemical bond. Other than that, there's really nothing else that you guys need to have your very own CF105 Avro Arrow. Total build time, I've already built and finished one, and I think it took me 4 hours. And that was actually stopping to make videos along the way. So this is not a complicated build by any stretch. So let's get cracking.